This guy right here is on time, boy. Hit it. Come on. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Hit it, baby. Oh yeah.
See where I had fun with perdiamine.
Yep. You get a little bit of that yellow staining in the tank, and you know, all that's completely normal. Gonna happen, man. It's hard to keep it super clean when you're spraying these different things, you know what I mean?
You got anything you recommend for cleaning it other than just water? Do you need any kind of tank spray or anything like that?
They make like tank cleaners.
Right.
That are okay to put in there. You probably Amazon or Site One or John Deere Landscape, somewhere like that should have something that you could put in there, and you actually put it in there with full water and let it sit for a while and agitate it, and you know, all that, and then you need to make sure you rinse it out really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing I found to clean one is immediately when you get done with it, a little soft brush like what you use to clean your tires,
Right.
Scrub it down real good and rinse it off while the material's still wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me, my backpack spray is butt nasty, man. It's a tool. I put stuff in it and go with it. So
I like to take care of my stuff.
there you go. Yeah, now that's one thing I'll do is when I get done spraying, I'll put fresh water in it.
Definitely did that.
And run it and let it run through the pump. And just kind of rinse it out in your pine needles, and you're good. And I'm guessing you stole this from your wife.
I actually bought that.
Oh, you bought this one? Yeah. Okay, well that's
That one off Amazon.
you got a leg up on a lot of folks, because I know a lot of them go in there and get the measuring cup from their wife, and boy,
I know better.
like World War III, baby.
I know better.
Yeah. Well, hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. Out here with my buddy Chris, and you know, we come over here last fall, and he's got the GCI fescue up here, Cool Blue in the back, and on the side, excuse me, and just kind of watch the yard a little bit here and there, and it's actually looking really good. We get going into the spring, so things are waking up. We just put the protein fertilizer down on it, and now we're going to spray it down with Aerate and Humic 12. Humic's going to kind of make that fertilizer he just put down, make it a little more available, and you know, help it get going a little quicker. And then the Aerate is going to be working on the compaction issues, because you're just like me, red clay.
Yep.
Good,
Dirt right.
good old North Carolina red clay, and we want to open that up a little bit so it can breathe. We're going to be adding a lot of carbon to the ground, putting both of these in there. I teach my way of spraying, so we're going to let you teach how you spray, okay?
Right.
And then we'll compare them at the end a little bit,
Okay.
and just kind of see the difference and see how you do it as opposed to how I do it.
All right, can I start with a funny story then?
Start with a funny story.
It's a short one. So first time I came out here to use the Strom, I was spraying microgreen at the end of last season. And I saw in your group a couple weeks ago an image, I don't remember who shared it, but the Facebook group, where a lot of people start off spraying, holding it straight out, spraying straight down. That was me with my
yes.
until I learned that wonderful image from the group. So thanks to whoever posted
Yes. You talking about with the nozzle?
that with the nozzle. It was invaluable.
Yes, if you have the nozzle, this is a good pointer, and it's my fault for not putting it in that guide and that video and telling you.
I had no clue.
But you don't hold the wand out
I did.
and it sprays down. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
You hold the wand down and it sprays this way.
I had microgreen shins.
Yes, yes, it will absolutely coat you.
I got it down though.
Yes, this is no, this is yes. That's the way you hold the thing.
Yep, I've grown past that.
Good. I'm glad you're past that. Okay.
Second application with this, and this is the only other application I've done with the Strom, was the perdiamine.
Okay.
The front yard and the side yard.
Okay. So
Got it right that time.
Good, good. Walk me through like your calibration. How do you know how to use this?
So first I use my side yard. That's where I start usually and test and get my speed right for
Right.
that. But I filled it full of water, I went out there. I said, well, I didn't do any calculations, didn't add any product. I just took water out there. And I said, let me run the whole thing if I walk whatever pace I walk on 1 or 2, right? I think I did both just to see where it got me.
Yeah.
And I think where I ended up, if I spray the side yard and I want to use the whole container, I can put it on 2 and walk pretty comfortably, pretty slow actually, honestly, on 2 and do that whole side yard.
Yeah, when you say 2, you mean the high pressure.
I'm sorry, yeah.
High pressure. Yeah. These things have a high pressure and a low pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, second setting, better setting.
Yeah, high pressure.
Right. And so that's what I did to get a feel for it. And then obviously I knew, well, if I need 9 ounces of product and it's 4,000 or 5,000 square foot, that's how much I put in 1 jug. It was very straightforward. I did it real easy. I only did the side yard. Filled it up with did a full tank of water in addition to whatever my product came out, depending on what I was mixing.
Gotcha. So basically, so that's 4,000 square foot? Yeah. Is that what we're going with?
I was treating it at 5 at the time, but yeah.
Okay. 4,000, and it's 9 ounces per 1,000, so that's 36 ounces.
Yep.
So you're saying you put 36 ounces in the sprayer, the rest water.
Yep. I didn't want it.
And you just kept going over that area. Is that what you did?
Yeah, after I did regular water, I did a regular water pass.
Yeah.
To figure out.
You tested it with water.
Did I use it all? Did I not? Should I walk? Maybe I should walk a little faster because I ran out before. I didn't run out though. I had extra because that's a small space.
Gotcha.
You know.
All right. How'd you do the rest of the yard? 20,000 square feet over here.
Yeah. So after I did that, I got a feel for it. When I came out to do the microgreen, I think I did the whole yard in 3. Is what I ended up doing.
3 fill-ups.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I split it into 3 so I could walk a comfortable pace.
Yep.
And
so that's roughly covering about 7,000 square feet, 6250 or something like that, and with 4 gallons. Yeah. That's pretty spot on.
Is that close to where you want to do it?
That's really spot on.
I mean, 2 would be. I'd be booking it.
Yeah.
And I'd be worried I'd have overlap if I rushed too much.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take my time and get a good application down.
Yep. I tell you what. Do you mind if I show you how I do this?
100%. You go right ahead.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's fill that up with water.
Okay.
And we're gonna go over here and spray with water again.
All right.
I'm gonna show you a little trick.
Sounds good.
All right, so what Chris is gonna do is he's gonna go around, we put 4 gallons of water in here. He's gonna suit up and we're gonna go around the edge and do it and trim everything out, just like we did with a normal, spreader, push spreader. And then we're gonna walk straight lines. He's spraying about 8 foot wide, so every time he gets to the end of a run, he'll slide over roughly 4 foot and make another pass. And you want your liquid from the previous pass and the pass you're on to overlap just a little bit. You're not trying to throw all the way back to where you walked. It's a little bit different than using a spreader.
Right.
You just want to overlap them. So I use my feet print. I can, in my yard and out here, you'll be able to see them too. Yep. I'll look at my footprint as I'm walking and then imagine about 4 foot over that. And that's why you'll constantly see me looking and watching when I'm spraying like that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna spray this area with water, and then once we're done, we're gonna see how much water we put on this area right here, and then we're gonna do some simple math. Again, all we're doing is spraying water right here, and he is just taking a nice, stroll. He's not running, he's not walking fast, he's not walking super slow. That, to me, it looks like a nice, comfortable, his natural walking pace. Well, you can come right here and make you a nice straight line out of it and go straight over, and you can catch that little corner there. And once you do that, come back over here and start coming down. Right here was your previous pass. That's why I always say you have to remember where you've been so you know where you're going. You know what I mean? Yep. So right here's your previous. You look, bingo. You look good right there. Come right at me.
About split the difference.
Bingo. See how he's sliding over about 4 foot right here? 8. No, excuse me. It's 8. Yeah. Sliding over about 8 foot.
Yeah. Does that look about right?
Yeah. Yeah, because see, here's your previous footprint right here. If you come over about 4 foot, that's going to put you about right in here.
Yep.
So yeah, you're looking good. Yeah, he's doing really good. Here's his feet print right here, and I'm watching that water. I can see it meeting in the middle. All right, so we just covered 4,000 square feet, and he's used 2.5 gallons of water. All right, so we're gonna go 2.5 gallons of water times 128 ounces in a gallon, 320 ounces. We're going to divide that by 4, the 4,000 square feet. So he's putting 80 ounces per 1,000 square feet. That's what by your walking speed, your width and everything, 80 ounces of water on 1,000 square feet. I personally would like to see you get down to 1/2 gallon, which is 64 ounces. So that means you have to walk just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And like you said a minute ago, it's wet.
Right.
You're on a hill slope.
Yeah.
So, you don't want to go out here and go running a marathon because you'll,
Pete trying to see me slide down the hill.
I want him to slide so bad.
That's all it is.
Yeah. No. So we're going to stick with this 80 ounces per 1,000 square feet. Okay. We have 4 gallon sprayer times 128 ounces in a gallon. That's 512 ounces. We're going to divide that by the 80 ounces per 1,000. We're going to get 6.4. So we're just going to call it 6.5 for easy math. So for every fill up you do, you should be able to cover 6,500 square feet based on
pace.
At your pace, based on how you're walking. So you have to be mindful when you get out here in that wide open and it's easier for you to walk.
Yeah.
You have to remember, I need to be walking that pace over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? 6,500 square foot is what we're able to cover with how he's walking today. So that everything we do in mixing is going to be times 6.5. So 6.5 times, you're going to run how much aerate? 9 ounces per 1,000. That's going to be 58 ounces. So we'll put 58 ounces of aerate in here, and then what are you going to run on the humic?
Same thing.
Same thing. Another 58 ounces of humic, and that'll let him cover 6,500 square foot. So that means you'll be able to cover that 4,000, and then if I'm looking at this right, maybe this little corner right here, it's probably going to be roughly 2,000. So you should be able to cover that. A lot of people bust their yard up and do this little section. I personally like to have it calibrated on my speed, and I just start spraying.
Right.
And I know for a fact,
I know I got to get it out in 3.
if I'm walking the same speed, I don't necessarily have to bust the yard up into these sections.
Yeah.
I can just start spraying and make straight passes, and it will magically come out right. You know what I'm saying? Because math typically don't lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Typically don't. So, so let's get this loaded up, and then we'll start spraying the real deal.
Sounds good. Ready to go now.
Yeah, you got a little bit of water in it.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit of water in the bottom. He's going to put his 58 aerate, 58 of humic, and then we'll top it off with the rest water.
Yep.
Now here's another good little math thing for math folks. We're covering 6,500 square foot. You have a total of what, 25,000? 25,000 square feet minus the back that we're treating today. 25,000 square foot divided by 6,500 square foot. You should be right about 3.8 fill-ups. Okay. Now, here's some outside thinking math. If you want to slow your pace down just a smidgen, to that full 4, and you'll get to a full 4 fill-ups. Yeah. Does that make sense? See where the math is kind of playing into it?
Yeah, and that's where I'd shoot for too, because one, I get a little extra water down with the product, and I know that's good for these bios.
That's right. Cool. So that's what we're going to shoot for. We're going to shoot for 4 fill-ups to do this 25,000 square foot yard with a 4-gallon sprayer.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. I got my rookie cap on today, and I'm thinking, do I need to agitate the bio stems when I'm putting them in like this? I would think yes, but it's not as important as agitating when you're doing like a herbicide prodiamine. You want that stuff really mixed.
Yep. The ballpark answer to that is anything you put in this tank, you want it mixed up good. You want it incorporated with the water really well.
Right.
But with that said, you can have water in the bottom, add your bios, and then come back and stir it.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
As opposed to like with prodiamine, I prefer to do like I think I've seen you do, where you agitate as you pouring it in.
That's a powder, so as that's going in, you really want to get that mixing good. This being a liquid, I mean, you can put it, and yeah, it's probably going to get down in the bottom of the tank, but once you hit it with that drill bit over there and stir it, it's going to flush it right back up.
Yep. Then I'll probably get the product in and then agitate after.
That's completely fine.
So I don't spill it all over the side of this thing.
I'm good with you. I'm good with that. Yep, make sure you shake that up because there is so much goodness in the bottom of that jug. A little tip now, if you've never used the Greene County products, it's humic acid based stuff and it's black. It's jet black. So what I'm getting at is you want to be careful and don't let it get all over everything. But incredibly water soluble, so if you do happen to get it on something important like your white fence or something, go grab the hose pipe right quick and just rinse it off. It typically will come right off. So we just now put the protein fertilizer down, and he had a question, do you spray first or spread your granular first? I always spread my granular first and spray last. So then there's no horticultural reason for that. The only reason is that I don't have to walk through a wet yard and take the chance of going inside and my wife kick my tail. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want the same thing.
I'm not going to track anything in the house. It's cool. Just put your granular down first, then spray, so that when you're done spraying, you're done with the yard for a while. You know what I mean? All right, so we're all mixed up, stirred up, and we're going to go over here to this 4,000 square foot area, and we're going to mimic exactly what we did with the water. Now he's coming down through here, knocking out his edge pass, being careful, trying not to get it on the driveway. Now remember, we're going to mimic that pace. We've already set our calibration, so we need to mimic that same pace you walked before. Because if you walk faster, it changes your calibration. Same pass as before. Now we're just going to clean up this little corner. Make his little turn right there. Oh yeah. I think what I'd do is I'd go in and run your edges.
Stop where you need
and wherever you run out, remember, and go right back and pick up at that spot. That's what I do. And that way all your edge passes will be done on this side. All right, so what happened right there, he run out just a little bit sooner than we would have liked to. So that means on that area over there, it went a little bit heavy with the Humic 12 and Air 8. I'm not the least bit concerned with that. If we were spraying herbicide or fungicide, I would probably be a little concerned with that. So point is, it's good practicing with this stuff first, really getting your walking speed and all dialed in before you start spraying the heavy hitters. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You ever shook one of these with the lid not all the way on?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, and it ain't pretty.
Yeah.
No, it ain't pretty at all. Yep. And I learned my lesson the good way. Make sure that lid is on very tight.
Did you end up smelling like success?
Yeah, I smelled like a whole lot of things. Yeah. Yeah.
Real quick.
My wife was ready to jerk a knot in me too. So in this jug of humic right here, there's a little bit of particulate down in the bottom of it. And so I don't want to throw the jug away like that. So I put some water in it, give it a good shake like that, and really get that mixed in with some water real good. That should be good. Yeah, it should be good. And we're just going to save this. It's still a little bit of water left in there. So we're just going to save that for the next spray full. That way, last thing I want to do is waste that little bit of goodness down in the bottom of the jug. That's good stuff. And here he comes up this edge right here. It's going to finish up the trim pass. Oh yeah! Yeah, you can really see those footprints good now. And I mean, this is almost, well, I'm going to call it perfect. That's almost pretty much a 8-foot distance between that set of footprints and this one right here, because we're spraying 4 foot on one side, so that way your spray meets right in the middle. So it's hard for y'all to see this on camera, but he got this section right here done, and when he finished out his run, he run right into the corner of the sidewalk where he's already done his edge pass. So his next one would be out here to spray. Okay, so what he's doing, he's going down there to the end, finish up that corner, and then make one long straight line that comes all the way down here and all the way out. So he's not really concerned about the weeds right now, but once we get past this application, it dries up a little bit, he's gonna come out here and he's gonna do an entire blanket spray, just like he's doing right now. We're blanket spraying, meaning covering the entire area of turf. He's gonna blanket spray the entire area with the herbicide of his choosing. Well, maybe you blanket spray it the first time, give it 2 or 3 weeks, look at it, and then you might have to come out and spot spray a little bit and kind of clean up a few areas.
Yeah.
I think that'd be your best approach and your cheapest approach too.
Well, it makes it a lot easier to see these weeds when you got
Oh yeah.
more grass.
Oh yeah, when you got more grass, you see the weeds easier. That's right.
Exactly.
When you hear the motor, the pump start, wah, 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 it's not picking the material up good. So we're gonna remember this spot. When we start back, we're gonna start right here and go. And the reason it's not picking the material up is because you're about empty, right? So that was backpack sprayer number 2 gone, and we're right about halfway.
Yep.
It's almost kind of like the spreader a little earlier. You know, we had one more bag to go and half the yard, so we're looking good right now.
Section there, and then we were getting closer and closer.
Yeah, we're definitely looking good.
I'm trying to figure out who in the neighborhood I want to get some grass seed for. Come maybe this fall. If not this fall, then maybe next fall. We'll see. You know how it goes. Go over there and surprise somebody, because I got neighbors come up to me all the time saying stuff. You know, I tell them, I say, you know, GCI turf seed.
Cool.
Great seed. You know.
Love your neighbor, man. I don't. And you know,
That's what I mean. I'm trying to look for somebody I can bless, and you know, this gentleman right here.
Yeah.
In this house, he's always walking outside. He comes, he said, man, your yard is so beautiful. It's so beautiful, this, that, and the other. And I think he uses a lawn care guy up the street. But you know, I think somebody like that who'd appreciate it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just finding that right person, you know.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. You don't. Yeah. You know, if you're gonna bless somebody with something, you want them to use it. You know what I mean? You don't want them to take it, throw it in the closet, regardless of what it is.
Exactly.
It could be a pair of tennis shoes, you know, whatever it is.
Right.
So yeah, maybe just be mindful of who pays attention to their yard, who's working in their yard more than other people, and that might be the person. Say, hey, here's you some seed or whatever it is you want to do. Exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, all about that. Yeah.
I already hooked my mom up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the guy down the street, he may care less about his yard, and you know, he may throw the seed in the trash. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Some people are like, I don't want to have to mow more than I want to mow anyway.
The heck with mowing. Yeah. I'm sure you'll find the right person. No doubt in my mind. You said you used to, when you started, you would spray this out with like a hose-in sprayer?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Yep.
How is spraying with this setup, a larger yard like this, how does it compare to the hose-in?
When you think about 200 foot of hose management is a problem.
Yeah, 200 foot of water hose to get the corner.
The only place that's got the advantage is obviously you get more water down with the product. Just not being an irrigated yard. You know, that's important. So sometimes there might be times this season where I won't be able to use this if we're in a drought or no rain in sight, you know, and I want to get a bio app down. I'll probably have to go hose in, I would imagine. So that's the only difference. I'd much rather do the Strom though. I haven't done a couple this being the bio app.
That's right.
Seeing it and, you know, being able to walk it and have rain, Mother Nature take care of us.
But as far as ease of use, this is probably going to be a little easier.
Yeah.
Considerably.
Easier.
Okay. So the advantage of the hose-in is having more water to be applied with the product. Okay. Cool. All right. What is it?
So thinking about how I got your cool season guide. I'm gonna stick as close as I can to it. I probably won't be able to run the full elite from a price perspective.
Right,
I'll
right.
be able to invest that much this year, but I'll be able to do some here and there. With bio apps, what if you got problem areas in your yard? You ever hit those a little harder? Maybe you come back with a separate application sometimes. It wouldn't be right after you did a normal.
Right. Problem area as in?
Maybe like super red hard clay.
Something harder.
You know? Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where things just don't seem to grow right for some reason.
Absolutely.
Those with a little humic or.
Absolutely. You absolutely hurt nothing. And here's a good example. Let's say you get over your yard with 3 3/4 tanks and you have a gallon left over.
Hit them spots.
Go hit those trouble spots with it and just soak them down, coat them.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna hurt a thing. Not with this. Now, if you had prodiamine or if you had speed zone or any post-emergent weed control, no. Or even a fungicide, no.
Yeah.
But any of these bio-type products, you ain't gonna hurt a thing to coat that ground really good.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, right there where I kind of finally got some grass to grow around my tree beds, places like that.
That is an optimum area that when you have stuff left over, or when you get down to the bottom of your jug and you got that goodness down in here, put you a gallon of water, shake it up, and then go spray that around the tree where you want to put it. Yeah. So we're coming down the stretch. We got one more area of the yard to spray, and we're on our last 4-gallon fill up. If I'd known that you had this, I'd have been sitting on it the whole time. So he just made his last pass. He's got about half of a tank full left, about 2 gallons left. So if we're talking math, that means next time you spray this, you need to slow your pace down just a little bit.
Yeah.
And kind of, you know, not burn through the tank so quickly. And that way you'll finish out, you know, when you get done with the yard, you'll be done with your 4th fill up. So what do? He's got some extra left over. He's just gonna go around the edges of these trees again, maybe some trouble spots, you know, put a little extra here and there and that kind of thing. Yeah, rinse it out good, and you can put you a gallon or so in there and then just go out and spray that over the yard. You don't ever want to waste that stuff. Now,
hoping one day it'll be that Japanese maple I planted.
Yeah, this boy right. Hey, you know what? You can.
That's fresh.
You can spray that out over the yard, and then when you do your last little rinse, just take and dump it around the root system right here. So basically, had a little bit of material left in the bottom. Clean out the tank, put some water in it, and just lose it on the yard. Dump it around the bush or something like that. Obviously, if you got herbicide or something like that, big time no-no, that kind of thing. So bios are completely fine to do that. So anyway, I hope that helps you a little bit with calibration and all that. Now you kind of have a really good idea of what you're going to do moving forward, you know. So that first time spraying is always good to use something that's real friendly on the ground, like humic or something like that. And you know, if you overdo it or whatever, it's not a humongous issue. So, but anyway, appreciate you letting me coming over again.
Absolutely.
And we'll come back and check it out in a month or so and see what goes on and see how it's looking.
It'll be looking pretty good by then, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe we'll have the mower out and we'll be ready to mow some by then. So, and cool thing is, I have a really good video you and I can do. Is I bought you a striping roller.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we'll bring the roller over here, we'll mount it up and all that, and then you can get out here and stripe your grass.
You think we get some stripes on it?
Yeah. I believe once this thing livens up a little bit, and once you start mowing it, and that fertilizer kicks in gear, and everything starts rolling in the spring, I think you're gonna have a really good looking yard.
Get a little something on it.
Clean up the weeds. And the weed spray, you're probably gonna do that in the next week or two.
It dries up a little.
Let it dry up a little bit where, you know, you can spray and you don't have to go back and reapply and all that. But anyway, that's it. I appreciate you watching. I'll check you later.